Hello, boys and girls, children of all ages. This is the Bender podcast. We're back for a new season. And today, we're going to have a little retrospect. Ow, 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 ow. Sorry, hold on. I'm getting some feedback from another video that I'm hearing my own voice. Sorry about that. But anyway, yes, this is the Bender podcast. It's a brand new year, brand new season, and today we're going to be talking about our retrospective on the Toy Story franchise. And have seen the Toy Story movies for a very long time, even when it first came out, and I can't wait to talk about it. But before we talk about it, let's introduce the other members of the Bender podcast. As you know, I'm Dual Dreamer, and then we also have Jedi Bender. What's up, Jedi?
I'm finally out of the Disney sex dungeon, thank God.
What the hell?
It's a joke. It's a joke that me and my friend Cap of the Novoid have ever since becoming a collaborator with him. That means I must unfortunately live in the Disney sex dungeon, and it's not nice down there. You don't want to know what goes on down there.
I really don't want to know. I don't even want to know what Mickey does to you. So
Mickey's kind of a corporate asshole. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, look who pops up. We were just introducing the members of the Nerdbender podcast, and since she just came up, let's introduce Amber. What's up, Amber?
What on, people of the internet? I just got done recording episodes of Ruby, the finale, and Genlock, episode 2.
Jesus, woman.
Working hard.
As well as a failed live stream on YouTube for episode 1 of Genlock, so I had to do it on Twitch. I don't know what happened. I live streamed on YouTube before, but I don't know what happened. The audio just didn't work. No one could hear me.
Oh, damn.
But anyway, and last but not least, we have SpectralStar. What's up, SpectralStar?
I am officially back from the Disney sex dungeon, and that is not a joke.
Hey, that's my line. No. You don't get to be in the Disney sex dungeon. I get to be in the Disney sex dungeon because I have no choice but to be there.
I just didn't know I was there. I was wondering.
Are you saying, Jedi, are you saying that you prefer to be in there by yourself? Which makes me think that you actually enjoy being in there.
Wink, wink, nudge,
Oh, he
nudge.
does.
No, I'm not in there by I'm not in there by myself. I'm next to Minnie and Mickey, and once again, and thank God,
the three-way?
Yeah.
It's three-way.
Well, let's just say, if you ever wanted to see 50 Shades Disney style, then that's what I have to deal with.
It's like the human centipede in there.
Come on, man. Don't ruin our childhood.
Really, man?
I'm not. Hey, no, they torture me by making me listen. It is very hard to get work done in there.
Let me guess. When they were doing some sex acts, were they saying "Tiptoe Through the Window" by the Tulips with me?
No, they were saying no. Mickey was saying, "Oh, you like it, don't you?" And Minnie, poor Minnie, she's sitting there, and she's just being so tortured. I'm
Based on true
God,
stories.
Get me out of here! I'm gonna kill Cap of the Novoid because I have to live here. It's not fun.
Oh God.
It's not fun.
Oh my God.
No, Mickey, I wasn't talking about the sex dungeon. I swear.
And let me guess. The safety word is tapioca.
No.
Oh God.
No, the safety
It's
word
gorge.
is.
Even Donald Duck's in there too.
No.
I know what he'll say. Have you do some services. Say, "Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?"
Oh God. That's like 800 years old. And it's
The first rule of Mickey's sex dungeon: never, ever bring other people into the sex dungeon.
I thought it was talk about the sex dungeon. But okay. Cool.
I already violated that one rule.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now to get
All right.
now to get back to something wholesome.
Yes, we're going to talk about Toy Story. And as far as I remember, Toy Story was the first Pixar film to be featured in a big, big theater released by Disney. And it was ahead of its time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I say so. No,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with that statement.
I agree.
It was the first. It was the first animated film to be completely CGI instead of having it be a practical mix of both live action and CGI. So that's how ahead of its time I say it was. It's like it was the first ever CGI animated film, which common nowadays, but back then it was all 2D hand drawn animated films. We never ever saw a CGI film before. Because the technology was young and not many people knew how to do it.
Right. And well, Pixar knew how to do it. I mean, they've been doing it for years, like in the 80s, I believe. They've been around for longer than since Toy Story ever got released. I think it was like 1979.
Damn.
They've been around.
My God.
And they also had a part in helping out with Lucasfilms, and also it's been co-founded by Steve Jobs, and so they've been around for a while. It's just that we got the chance. It became a household name, in my opinion, in 1995 when Toy Story got released. In my opinion,
I'd say so. Yeah,
it blew my mind. Like basically, I can equate it to when 3D graphics hit the gaming scene. Like it just hits you like that. Some epic historical thing. It's going to just evolve and grow over the years.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. And Pixar has certainly still kept going on with their classic films today, like releasing hit after hit. And all of that can be traced back to the success of Toy Story.
Right. And they have done some like short films and stuff as well. And it was also meant to show off their computer skills, the computer hardware, what they use. And those stories are pretty good. I saw some of their short stories before Toy Story, and it was actually very imaginative. And when Toy Story came out, we've seen toys come to life before, but the way they had this as a story was just captivating, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I'd say so.
Because we've seen Toy Stories, Raggedy Ann and Andy, their toys, and they're walking around. We've seen it on cartoons and whatnot. But as kids, we always thought, when we leave a room and we have our toys, are the toys coming to life and hanging out and doing whatnot? And then... I don't know.
What they gonna talk about? So,
yeah, what they talk about, what they seen and stuff. Saying, I've seen some weird stuff. They're just gossiping about their owners or something.
Thank God they skipped the teenage years, right?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Under the bed. And puberty strikes. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. I've heard some weird noises in the bedroom at night or something. And
we don't talk about those anymore.
Yeah.
We don't talk
the
about
innocence
that
of youth.
But yeah, it did bring in that imagination of what happens when the owners leave the house and what do toys do when they're alone. And we got the chance to see that they're going all over the place, they're hanging out, they're talking, they're playing with each other, playing online poker. Yep. But yeah, so let's first talk about the first movie. And like I said, it was, in my opinion, ahead of its time, and it had a really great cast too. One of them was Tom Hanks playing the voice of Woody.
Oh God.
What, you didn't like him?
My boots.
No, I did like him. It's just that was the first film I ever saw, man. I had never seen Forrest Gump. I had never seen Saving Private Ryan. Toy Story was the first time that I got introduced to Tom Hanks. And
wait, you never seen Splash?
Forrest Gump.
Splash?
No, I never. No,
never.
Splash.
No.
Not even big?
No.
What about the show Bosom Buddies?
No.
No. Oh my God.
I was
vintage duo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I am the oldest in this one, huh?
Yep.
At least not by much, right?
But yeah, so it was your first Tom Hanks experience for you?
Yeah, it was. First time seeing Tom Hanks, or hearing, I should say, really getting a sense of the character that he was portraying. Seeing Buzz Lightyear played by Tim Allen, seeing Rex, seeing Mr. Potato Head, seeing Ham, all these characters, I liked them. And I gotta say, I think the best part about the first Toy Story is like its imagination and its creativity when it comes to making these toys feel alive and have their own distinct personality, because they're all so lovable. Like you grow to love the toys immediately after a few minutes.
Hey,
so
Priscilla.
I think, yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
I thought Tim Allen did a great job as Buzz Lightyear. Like he definitely had that voice of a military guy. And
yes, I've seen Home Improvement.
Yes. Okay. Good.
I've never seen Home Improvement, but I've heard.
Oh my God!
Are you serious? Are you joking?
Oh my God!
No, I'm not joking. I've never seen Home Improvement.
Wow!
Wow. Cool, man.
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
I don't think so, Tim.
It sounds like a car coming to a complete stop whenever he does that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tim Allen did an awesome job as Buzz Lightyear. I like how he pretends that, pretend that he was actually a toy. And then you can tell the different speech patterns when he realized that he was a toy. Like at first he was actually playing the character of Buzz Lightyear. And then when he found out that, wait a minute, I'm actually a toy. And like you could tell that speech pattern just completely changed. Yes.
After his arm like rips off, when he tries to fly.
Yeah.
I love it when he tries to kill Woody with the laser. He actually thinks he's gonna kill him with it too. It's great. Don't make me use this, it's a deadly weapon.
Oh no, my favorite is when Woody pushes the button and his helmet comes off. He's
Yeah, he thought he was,
and
he was gonna combust.
stone face, like really.
Yeah.
I also like the part when the deformed toys were coming after them, and then Woody comes behind it and starts pushing the button, doing his karate chop action. Man, how are you doing that? Oh my God. But yeah, like they
still have both 1 and 2 on did 2 come out on VHS?
Yes.
Before DVD.
Okay, then I still have both 1 and 2 on VHS.
Wow.
For those of you young ones out there, it's like a rectangular tape.
Yes, rectangular.
With a magnetic ribbon.
Yeah,
with a magnetic ribbon.
I had the first movie on VHS. I had the second movie on VHS. I had both the toys of Woody and Buzz. I even scribbled my name on Woody's boot when I was a kid. Yes, I would used to play with them.
Yeah, I had a Woody and Buzz toy, though I don't remember if I ever wrote my name.
Yeah, and we'll get to this for Toy Story 2, but I actually have a rare Toy Story artifact in my house.
Oh.
Really?
Yes, I do. I don't know if it would go for
it?
big bucks, but it's I'd say it's pretty worth something. Maybe like $50 to $100. I don't know. Yes.
But I thought Tom Hanks and Tim Allen had great chemistry in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
That awesome chemistry.
It's a shame that they're not reprising their roles in Kingdom Hearts.
I know. Yes.
Yeah. Wait a minute. They're not?
No,
they're not.
Are you kidding me?
They're not on the list.
No, they're not.
I think same goes for Sully and Mike.
What?
Yeah.
That's not. Oh man.
Oh man.
But they did bring back for some of the other characters, like Wallace Shawn for Rex, and the guy who's been like in every Pixar movie with a deep voice.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Oh, his name is what's his name? John Ratzenberger.
Yeah, I think
like that. He was the mail carrier in Cheers.
John Woods is reprising his role as Hades. So
nice.
No,
he's always in there.
Did you say Hades?
Yeah, Hades. He did Hades.
No, that's James Wood.
James Wood. My bad.
James,
I said John.
John Woods.
I'm stupid. Don't listen to me. I'm full of fallacies.
That's okay.
That's just a shame, though. That's like, to me, it's like a missed opportunity to bring those two back.
But they're like big voice actors. I highly doubt they would have like the budget to get them in there.
No, they're
true.
actual movie actors. Like they're way above the pay grade for this. So
yeah,
especially if they're going to be voiced for like a very brief period. Even though they said for Kingdom Hearts 3, we're only going to be visiting the world one time, and these worlds are like huge. So I don't know how long the dialogue for each character is going to be for.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward for Kingdom Hearts 3, especially with the Toy Story world. I mean, that blew my mind when I first saw
especially
that.
Especially when they say that they made canon, that the Kingdom Hearts version of Toy Story is canon, and it's set between Toy Stories 1 and 1.
I knew it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it. I called that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, okay, so back to Toy Story. Another thing can we not talk about the awesome Randy Newman theme? You got a friend in me.
Oh God,
man, I've heard that all my life.
You got a friend in me.
You got a friend in me. It makes me ever since
back when Randy Newman had talent.
Ow! Ow!
Name me one song after You Got a Friend in Me that became as popular. I'll wait.
Oh.
Exactly.
I
can
think of other songs, but some of you probably won't even know the songs. But yeah. But oh my God.
Super Kenobi in my boots.
There's a snake in my boots.
Yeah. So yeah, that was one of the centerpiece songs of Toy Story, You Got a Friend in Me. And
God.
It was catchy, but it was very Randy Newman-esque, if you know what I mean. Like, if you listen to every Randy Newman song, it sounds almost the same as each other. Like the way he sings it.
You go. That's what I meant.
I have to thank the Nostalgia Critic for putting that out to me.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Because he's always talking about Randy Newman, and he's like, it's the way he sings. It's always talking about friendship, and it's like, yeah, you're right. But yeah. Let's talk about our some of our favorite characters in the first movie. Like who are your favorite characters?
Slinky Dog.
Slinky.
Yeah.
I think I had a Slinky Dog toy.
Oh, awesome.
The late when Barney voiced him.
Oh God, trying to choose.
Also known as Ernest.
As a kid, it was Mr. Potato Head. I used to have Mr. Potato Head figures when I was a kid. But as a teenager, it was Woody. I liked Woody more, even though I loved Buzz as a kid. But ever since I grew into teenagehood, it was Woody. I don't know why. I think it's because of how he never gives up on. He's a great leader. He's always there for people, and I think he represents the perfect symbol for cowboys, because I loved cowboys as a kid, and seeing a cowboy with a spaceman, I think that's a great combo. Yeah.
Space Cowboys.
Godzilla Han and Chris Zilla love Rex. I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Because they're
Rex was adorable, I will say.
I love Rex. I love his shy personality.
Yeah. And I always like the voice of Wallace Shawn. Like, he's always has that, you can tell it's him. Like, when you hear him, it's like, yep, that's him. It's the guy that says inconceivable.
Yeah.
Inconceivable.
Why do you keep using that word? I don't think it means what you think it means.
Damn it!
I did it before you.
I called Wallace Shawn at one point.
Oh,
really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Jealous.
Okay, well, I think my parents were going through this thing, but my parents, and my brother and I think my parents got us into, like, in a way, as background characters for some sort of movies. And I actually saw Wallace Shawn. I forgot what movie they were doing, but I was like maybe 10 years old. But the scene was we were sitting in the classroom watching some random shit on TV, and Wallace Shawn, I think he was a professor or teacher. He was sitting on his desk watching it with us, and yeah, that was it.
Awesome.
So I just don't remember what movie it was from. All I remember is the scene also had like a playground set. I do not remember. May need to ask my mom about that.
Okay.
But yeah, that was like the first and only time I ever met Wallace Shawn.
Nice.
Sweet.
Nice. So, what do you thought about Ham? The character Ham.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Very underrated.
I guess I want to say he's like not a cynical personality, but like
like I don't care.
Like a blunt character in a way.
He's blunt and honest.
I love it when he's flipping through the channels on the TV.
Yeah.
He's like, I went too fast. I got to go back around.
That's Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I loved his interactions with Mr. Potato Head. I thought like those two had some great chemistry, and I could just watch.
I'm Picasso.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
What are you, swine? What are you looking at, you hockey pug?
Oh man. And Slinky the dog, that was actually I thought he was cute.
Adorable.
Mm-hmm. Like a regular dog in a way.
There was another underrated toy that we never saw in future sequels. It was the walking Etch-a-Sketch. Remember that scene where what he says?
Sketch that man in a chicken suit.
Draw.
Oh, you got me again.
Yeah. You got me again.
And who remembers using Etch-a-Sketch? Like, who remembers using Etch-a-Sketch?
I had one.
Owned one, but I did play whenever I play with it whenever I go to Toys R Us.
Yeah, I had one at home. I had one at school. I loved Etch-a-Sketches. So seeing an actual walking Etch-a-Sketch. What?
Here's the thing, though. How do people make those pictures so elaborate on Etch-a-Sketch? Every time I use an Etch-a-Sketch, I always make boxes or rectangles.
I can make
you have to be intricate with those little turn dials. Like,
yes,
one turn dial goes up, but the other one goes sideways, and at one time you can't even remember which one does. Like, you think this one goes up and down, and this one goes left and right, or this one goes up and down, this one goes left and right. It's just like, ugh.
Yeah, like I've seen like people make like portraits out of the Etch-a-Sketch. I'm like, how the hell are you doing that? Like, how?
But they have magic fingers.
And just when you think you had it right, one little mistake. Like, one little mistake, and you have to shake it to start over.
Yes, I hated that. It's so annoying.
Yes.
Well, another character that I liked as a kid, but maybe that was, the puberty talking, was Bo Peep. I liked Bo Peep.
Bo Peep.
Bo Peep.
I miss Bo Peep.
Yeah, which we never saw what happened to her, but now we're going to get answers in a film yet to come. Yes, but I'll get to that when we get to it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. And let's talk about should we call him an antagonist or just a normal kid that just likes to torture toys?
Oh God. Sid.
This is a mentally wrong kid.
I don't know. Do you think when kids
I was just
start...
like him.
Yeah.
I was blowing toys up. Yep.
Do you think when kids start mutilating their toys, it might be signs of violence and wanting to kill people? Like how some people, like when they start harming little animals, they might graduate into harming people. Like, do you think that's another sign?
Maybe.
Do you think that's another sign of harming toys the way he does?
Like Bottle Rocket.
I see that as the signs of becoming a future psychopath. That's what I see it. Like, killing your toys with dynamite and M80s. Yep. Like, who
guns
does? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, he never used guns.
I did.
If he wasn't scared straight, I wouldn't be surprised if he started graduating to guns to use it on his toys if he wasn't scared straight.
One little theory that happened. So like this was. Did you guys remember the movie Coco?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, there's a kid in there that is wearing the same skull-shaped shirt, looks exactly like Sid. So many people have theorized that after Sid saw that the toys were talking to him, he eventually went mad and he killed himself.
Oh my God!
I'll talk to you. Shut up. I'm trying to work here.
Yeah, but Coco's not a Pixar movie, is it?
It is. It is.
Yeah, it's a Pixar movie.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And Pixar is known for putting Easter eggs in their movies from past. But ever since people saw that, now that people are theorizing, oh, it must be Sid. He must have killed himself. I'm like, guys, are you kidding me?
No, but in Toy Story 3, there's a lot of theories behind that too.
Yeah.
That's true. I hated Sid. I really did. I feel well. He was the only human model that didn't look right. Like that. That's where you could see the limits of the CG. It's like his face. It just looked horrible.
Did you see how he flipped?
Well, I think that was the whole point.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I think that was the whole point of making him the way he looked. Because you're not supposed to like him. You're supposed to hate him.
Well,
all the other humans looked fine.
Well, what made him an even bigger dick is how he would be mean to his sister and take her toys and saw the heads off him and put little freaky heads on there to scare her.
Genius.
That's genius. Genius. Are you kidding me?
His use of tools. He was the craftsman.
Oh God.
Craftsman.
Well, you know who's a better craftsman? Kevin McAllister.
Yeah.
Now that's a craftsman. Now that's a craftsman.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh my God. Sid was actually sadistic. Like literally sadistic. Torturing toys. It is uninteresting. Like I remember that one part where he used the magnifying glass on Woody, and Woody, I don't know how he was able to hold out before he left and started reacting. That's a lot of willpower right there. I have to say. I have to give props to Woody like that. Like Buzz said, no other person would handle that much torture. You know what I mean? So,
oh my God. He was still under the concept that he was really a space ranger when he said
yeah. That leads into my favorite quote of the movie, and I think you know where I'm going with that.
Yeah, let's hear it.
You are a toy! You want the real Buzz Lightyear? God, you're an action figure. You are a child slaving!
And he just looks at him.
You're a strange little man.
That's my favorite.
And that's the Spock.
The Vulcan.
Yeah.
Farewell.
I also like the part where Buzz was actually being apologetic for having him get thrown out of the window. It was like saying, "I'm glad you're here. We'll come back." And said, on my planet, we don't resort to violence, something like that. And he said, "Oh, good. We're not on my planet, are we?" And he started beating the crap out of each other.
Which, Woody kind of deserved it because Jesus,
he let his jealousy get the better of him.
Yeah, I mean the fact that he almost killed Buzz.
Killed Buzz.
Yeah, killed.
Well, they thought he killed him, but at least he went after him. Oh yeah, speaking of that, that Chuck E. Cheese place. What is it? What was it called?
Planet.
Pizza Planet. Oh my God. That's when we first saw the three-eyed Martians.
Oh no.
They go, it's the claw.
Which, by the way, I actually saw this channel called Watso Video. Basically, this guy talks about like the backstory of in Disney movies, characters' full story and whatnot. He recently did a video about the LGM, the Little Green Men, and and he's like comparing it to the Buzz Lightyear animated series to the Toy Story and why they're so fascinated with the claw and all that.
Yeah, which they did pay that off in the animated series.
And he explained that because the claw is what brings up like this sort of like
ball. Yeah, I know what you're
hive mind of sort.
Yes.
Because with that, they're like able to like communicate. That's why they always talk at the same time in a way.
Yeah.
That's why they always worship the claw and they say
I've been chosen.
Yeah, the consciousness who comes and who stays, who goes, and all that.
Oh God.
I felt sorry for that Martian when he got picked up by Sid. Like, it's like you already know what you're gonna get yourself into when you go to his house.
He's like, I've been chosen. Farewell, my friends.
I go on to a better place. You're right. And you know what happened? The first time he went into that house, he gave that thing to his dog, and the dog chewed him. What was the dog's name?
I think his name's Scud.
Yeah, and he just tore him apart. I'm like, oh man,
squeaking out of that poor thing.
Oh man. I said, once you're in those doors, you'll be lucky you're alive if you're a toy.
Yeah.
Yes, but the best part was when they decided to you know what, we're gonna fight back.
No.
We're gonna break some rules. We're gonna fight back because we need to survive. And they scared him straight when they came to life. And then that's when he started respecting toys.
We toys can see
everything.
So play
nice.
And he's scared shitless.
Like my arms waving.
Yeah, exactly. He probably died.
Ran out into traffic.
Oh man!
Hit by the moving truck right before they left. Theories, baby, theories. Okay.
Oh God.
But yeah, and then at the end when they were trying to catch up to the moving van, and that one great moment when they actually started to I wouldn't say fly, but more glide after the
with style.
This isn't fine. This isn't fine. It's falling with style.
Yes.
And it got perfectly into Andy's box. Not with him.
Which I love how nobody questions it. Like he just found them. Yeah, that's right.
But as kids, we all have our favorite toys, and sometimes they can end up missing. You don't know where they are, and then all of a sudden, they're there. It's like, oh, here it is. It makes you wonder, like, did they go out somewhere and start, hanging out somewhere or something like that? And then, like, the next day they'd come back to where they were. And say, oh, so it was there the whole time, It's
I still have my childhood toys when I was little.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
So it kind of made me feel, like when they used that type of a story, like when Andy was looking for Woody and Buzz, he couldn't find them, and then all of a sudden he finds them while he was moving, and it kind of makes you feel like I can relate to that. I mean, there are times I can't find my favorite toy, and then like the next day. There it is. You know what I mean? It makes you wonder, like, did it went out somewhere on a date or something like that? Or
like I said, I used to have my own Buzz Lightyear and Woody toys, and eventually they left me, and I never saw them again. So they probably had to go. I had to let them go. I know.
Yeah, I felt that way when I had Blaster, the boombox transformer from Transformers, and I had him, and then all of a sudden he was gone. So,
that's a horrifying thought. Our toys just leave us.
Yeah,
they're just
or
gone.
blown to smithereens.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, one thing we forgot to mention is, like in the beginning, how the toys are like, pretty much listening on what presents that their owners are getting, like Andy, when it comes to birthdays and Christmas. It makes you wonder, like, do toys really do want to know, like, okay, what is happening for Christmas and this and that and that, and then all of a sudden, oh, it's a new toy, we're gonna be replaced,
Yeah.
But the one toy that's kind of excited is Mr. Potato Head, because he wants a Mrs. Potato Head.
Yeah, Mrs. Potato Head.
He wants to fuck his bud.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He wants some potato action.
Whoa!
They want a little spud.
Dude.
With some French fries in that.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. Graphic.
Mrs. Potato Head wants Mr. Potato Head's French fries.
Oh, that's the ketchup.
Oh God. Get these thoughts out of my brain.
What?
Leave me. Okay.
I don't know. Now I'm getting a mental image of like Miss Potato Head and Mrs. Potato Head, kind of squirting ketchup on each other in slow motion or something like that.
Oh God!
While Barry Manilow plays in the back.
Had a burger with ketchup, so thank you for that.
No problem. Oh my God! But anyway, the movie Toy Story was a big, huge success. Like the budget to make that movie was $30 million,
which is peanuts compared to today's animated film.
Yes, it is. But at the time, they gained over $370 million for that movie. Jeez. Worldwide.
Damn.
And
yeah.
Oh my God.
Which back then, that was considered $1 billion at the time.
Yeah. And I believe they got. Did they win? No, they
weren't nominated for an Oscar until Toy Story 2, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, because it says in there that they only received nominations for Best Original Screenplay, Best Original Score, and.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay, and of course, Best Original Song. Randy Newman got that. Well, it was nominated, but. I don't know if we ever see him get any nominations anymore after that, but we might not, But they did get and they said as well as winning a special achievement award, though they did get a special achievement award.
Oh, that's good at least.
So that's a good thing. But anyway, let's talk about Toy Story 2, because after the success of Toy Story, why not make a sequel?
Oh God, Toy Story 2. Where do we even begin? You know that saying where you feel like the sequel can't surpass the movie and the first one will always be the better one? Toy Story 2 kind of dismissed that theory.
Really?
In my opinion, yes. I feel like Toy Story 2 is a good sequel that's better than the first one, and it really took everything to a whole new level.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh God, that movie.
But yeah, it was made like about 4 years after Toy Story 1 in 1999.
Yeah,
and pretty much everyone reprised their roles. So of course you're gonna have to bring back everyone for the sequel.
I know, but God damn, did the sequel get dark?
Yeah,
well,
I mean,
like it has horrifying dream images. It has toys getting, their limbs taken off. Like we see that the characters are now out in the streets with the potential to get turned into roadkill. We see some emotional backstories. Again, for a toy. And we just see so much. Like, whoever decided to up the scale in Toy Story 2, bravo to them.
Right. And there were a couple of characters. There were some new characters that got introduced. One of them is, of course, what's her name? Jessie?
Yes,
Jessie, voiced by Joan Cusack.
Oh, holy shit. Really? I never knew that was her.
Yeah, that was Joan Cusack.
I never knew. I could barely tell that was her.
Then I guess she did an awesome job then if you didn't recognize her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we get Jessie, we get Bullseye, and we get the Prospector.
My biscuits are burning.
Was the Prospector's name Stinky Pete or something like that?
Yes, Stinky Pete.
Stinky Pete. True. Well, guess what? He was voiced by Kelsey Grammer.
Oh my God! What is with this cast?
Yeah, they got some good cast. I mean, they spared no expense on these movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Bill Fraser.
But yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Right, man. But anyway, the whole story arc with this one was Woody gets kidnapped by this crazed collector.
Wait, who's he? Wait. Okay, she's got
I've been
food.
recording since 10 a.m. and I haven't eaten.
Oh, okay.
All right, you better eat.
I haven't eaten either.
About
okay.
Story 2, where we just introduced the new characters, Jesse, the Prospector, and Bullseye, and now we're getting to the and now we're on the plot.
We're on the plot where this collector by the name Al Wiggin.
Yeah,
Wiggin,
voiced by
Wayne Knight.
Yeah, there you go.
Newman.
Yeah.
From Seinfeld, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the guy from Jurassic Park, yeah. So here's the thing. He saw Woody. The mother didn't want to. Oh yeah, by the way, Andy's mother was voiced by Laurie Metcalf, just to let you know.
What the
Yes. Laurie Metcalf. She played Aunt Jackie on Roseanne.
Never saw Roseanne.
What? Okay, have you seen Scream 2?
Don't do horror movies.
Okay.
I know. I've seen Roseanne and Scream 2. Anyway, yeah. So Andy's mother accidentally takes Woody and leaves him out. And when she tells him, "Oh yeah, he's not for sale."
Andy's mom didn't take him out. I mean, Wheezy. She took Wheezy and Woody went to rescue him.
Yeah, they tried to rescue the penguin, Wheezy, and then Woody's left out. Andy's mom tells him, no, he's not for sale. And then the bastard just steals him. Like,
that's fucked up, man. You steal my kid's toy.
And I thought I heard Andy's mom said that Woody's a family toy.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
He is family.
Yes.
And then the bastard takes
because
him.
the way she said it, because I thought that made me think that did Andy's dad play with him at one point?
Well, we don't know who Andy's dad is, and we still don't know who he is.
Oh God!
Anybody for all? No.
And the funny thing, usually in these Disney films, it's always the father staying alive and the mother gone. So it was kind of interesting to see the mother being by herself with the child. Although it's not a Disney film, it's a Pixar film. But anyway.
Yeah, different studio.
Yeah, different studio, but released by Disney. But anyway, oh my God. Like, the thought about that guy just stealing that thing, just so he can make some bank. You know, just so he can make some bank.
He's a rare toy collector.
Right.
Yes, and it turns out Woody is rare.
Very rare.
Like I think he's the last Woody doll, if I remember correctly. Like there were many. That's what I distinctly remember the guy saying, like, he's so rare he may be the last, because there used to be a lot of Woody dolls, and there's this theory that Andy's dad got Andy that doll, and it may have been the last one ever made. So that's why when Woody is stolen and the guy says he's rare, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, he's one of those collectors. He goes to different yard sales. Kind of remind me of Pat the NES Punk when he goes to flea markets, because he finds rare stuff too. But the guy just stole the thing just so he can make some bank. I mean, it was worth a lot of money, especially he had the Prospector, Jesse, and Bullseye as a collection. He was going to sell them
in the box.
In the box. Yes, never. Although we find out that, you know, it's been roaming around and stuff, getting out of the box and stuff, but you know, he was going to sell it to to a buyer. I think it was in China, I believe he was going to go to. And they were going to spend a lot of money on that, and I don't know, I guess you do whatever it takes to get that. And he did offer, I'll give him this, he offered $50, but she didn't want it. But stealing it, that's fucked up, man. A kid's toy.
$50 for a rare toy? Are you kidding me? He was swindling her.
I know he was swindling her. I know he was swindling her.
Yeah, talk about cheap.
Yeah, especially when you find out how much it was worth. Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. And then it's up to Buzz and everyone else to go rescue Woody, and they have to get out of the house and go into the streets.
The hell was that?
I have no idea. What was it?
Dead Velociraptor.
But yeah, and we also had a chance to see Buzz Lightyear's arch nemesis in this one too.
Zurg.
Emperor Zurg.
Who does the whole Star Wars trope? No, Buzz. I am your father.
But it turns out it's a different Buzz Lightyear.
It's not our Buzz. It's the Buzz with the new belt.
Yeah, who's in a video game, and he's a new edition of Buzz, and he's pretty much how Buzz was in the first one, except, you know, it's funnier to see Buzz retrospect. He's like, oh my God, was I like, I can't believe I was like that whenever Woody found me.
Oh, yes.
Memories. Oh, yeah, then we also get the introduction of the Barbies.
Oh God. Oh God.
I'm sure about Barbie.
Yeah, you don't like Barbie, Duo?
No, I don't.
Oh, I don't either. And here's the funny thing.
It was bad enough I had to buy it for my wife at one point because she was collecting them, and I was like, you know, I'll buy some for her. and she used to collect them, and I'm like, damn it, I love you so much. I guess I'm gonna have to buy a damn Barbie doll for you.
Here's the thing. I even have Barbie dolls, but the thing, I never opened them because from what my parents said, I never liked Barbie dolls. But there's some of them are still in boxes, and I don't know where they went. They're probably with my dad. And one time, me and my brother looked up to online, see how much they're worth. There's actually one. There's one Barbie doll, and if you come in with the book, I think, and if you bring it in with the book that of the same kind of Barbie. It'll work up until $1,000.
Jeez.
Yeah.
They're
collector's items, man. Especially
the Barbie dolls are. Yeah, they're worth some money for the right buyer.
You need to ask my dad if he still has those Barbie dolls. I'm hoping he didn't sell them yet.
Yeah, just make they make sure they're selling the packages. But yeah. But anyway. In this movie, there were actually two villains. Of course, it was the collector, and it was also the prospector too. Like he was a villain too. Like I was like, what the the hell?
Well, that's what I loved about Toy Story 2. The villain. Well, technically, there was three villains. There was the collector, the prospector, and Zurg. But then Zurg turns out, oh yeah, he just wants to spend time with his child toy. I don't get that, but whatever. Yeah, exactly. And but that's what I loved about the villain. Unlike Sid, who was just a one-dimensional kid who wanted to blow up toys, the prospector actually had a good reason to be a villain, because he's like, yeah, I mean, the world gave up on us. They canceled our show. We lost value to the world. So I'd rather be put in a box, and I'd rather be on display for the rest of my life, because at least then I'll never be forgotten by another human.
I like the way you said that there was a good reason for him to be a villain, because I always believe that any villain is a great villain when they believe they're the good guy. And he thought he was doing something right. You know what I mean? Like how he's trying to keep Jesse and Woody in their boxes and in their stands and stuff, kind of forcing them to do that because like you said, like they said, they don't care about us anymore. So we just look pretty.
That prospector told Woody that Andy's growing up and there's nothing he can do about it.
Oh, that would come to pay off.
Especially Jesse's backstory.
Yeah, I was going to get to that. Yes, Jesse's back. Good Lord. That's what I was talking about. I'm like, we get an emotional backstory on a toy that was given up by her human, and she basically was growing up and she didn't want her anymore. She even forgot she had her.
In the side of a road, on the road or something.
Yeah, who leaves their toys in the middle of a road? Who does that?
At least give it to a charity or something. Give it to a kid who wants a toy.
I know, yeah, that was freaking evil.
Oh my God. Yang just posted something to me on Discord. She just posted Barbie Girl by Aqua.
Oh no.
I'm a Barbie girl
in a Barbie
world.
I listened to that song day in and day out when I was living in California. My kid brother wanted to listen to that song.
Still in my head. But yeah, I said it before, I'll say it again. I think Toy Story 2 is much better than the first one because it took more risk and it gave characters depth and new emotional connections that we didn't get in the first one, but we could kind of figure that out for ourselves. And there was reason for everyone to be on the side they want. There was a reason for Buzz to go rescue Woody because that was his best friend. There was a reason for Woody considering to stay because, you know, at least there he'll be able to be admired by all kinds of kids and adults and not have to worry about Andy getting rid of him. There's a reason for Jesse to stay too. And then there's a reason for the prospector to be, you know, kind of evil because he's doing the right thing. It's just he doesn't understand how valuable Woody's friendship is to Andy and everyone else. Like, he gave up on humans a long time ago, and so the prospector never got a kid to play with him because he was a joke toy to them. He was just the comedic relief. So it's a very good way to turn everything upside down on its head.
Right. And I thought everyone did a great performance. Like I said, Joan Cusack as Jessie, she did wonderful. Kelsey Grammer as the prospector. I mean, whew. And he has a great voice. He has a great voice. And if you ever hear him as a villain, go back to Sideshow Bob in The Simpsons. That's a villain. That's a good villain.
Oh, yes, I know.
But yeah. Well, what's going on?
What is that I'm hearing?
I know. Yeah, what is that?
Okay, that's my son. That's my son playing Fortnite.
Oh.
He's getting upset. I guess he's getting upset that he's getting killed or something like that. I don't know. So he's making so much noise. Sorry about that, guys.
Shut up!
We're cool.
Oh man, but yeah. After Toy Story 2, they actually made a spin-off. They made a spin-off of Toy Story.
Oh no, here we go.
Oh yeah.
We're getting
Toy Story 2 because I thought they did a small spin-off to Toy Story 3.
No. It was after Toy Story 2 they did a spin-off.
Yeah, Toy Story 1 came out in 1995 and Toy Story 2 came out in 1999.
Right.
Before the early 2000s.
Okay.
Right.
And
the spin-off they made, it was direct-to-video at first, was Buzz Lightyear of Star Command.
Oh my god.
Oh, I mentioned that earlier. Buzz Lightyear series when I was talking about the Little Green Men.
Right. At first, it was a direct-to-movie, direct-to-DVD movie, and one.
Technically, it was a VHS. Then it went to DVD.
VHS. Yes. That's true. Yeah. But Tim Allen did reprise the role as Buzz Lightyear in that one, and it pretty much that whole.
Really?
He did.
Someone else.
Well, here's in the movie, the one that's on VHS, it was Tim Allen, but when they had the show that was on TV, it was someone else. It was the same guy.
That voice, the guy that voiced Kronk.
Well, Joe Swanson. God dang it! I just had his name in my head, but now it's gone.
Look it up. Look it up real quick.
Fine.
I will.
Okay, fine.
I'm looking. Don't worry. Okay, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command.
Series.
Yep, series. It was Patrick Warburton.
There you go.
Warburton. Patrick Warburton. He played, of course, Buzz Lightyear for the show. But the movie, it was Tim Allen.
I much prefer the movie than the series. The series was kind of subpar to me. But
well, here's the thing, though. The movie ended up being in the show. Why they put it in different parts.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, and and in that one, they replaced Tim Allen with Patrick.
Yeah, well, okay, so I rather talk about, because I think the movie's more important than the show. The show is kind of subpar at best, but I do like the movie, and I actually liked how it expanded on Buzz Lightyear, because we all thought Buzz Lightyear was just a toy, but it turns out, no, he's actually a real thing, but he just got merchandised off of. So every Buzz Lightyear toy thinks they're the real Buzz Lightyear, but they don't know they're just a fictional toy of him.
Right.
So this movie was kind of giving us a chance to see, okay, what is the real Buzz Lightyear like? And then when we see, he's like, oh wow, he's a badass. He's cool.
He was a badass in the movie.
Yeah. Oh God.
But personally, I did prefer Patrick voicing Buzz Lightyear for the cartoon. You know, I preferred him because he kind of sounded cartoony in a way, as a cartoony, heroic, militant man, in my opinion.
Every time I hear him, I either hear Kronk, the guy from Venture Brothers, or Joe Swanson. Or the... Yeah.
Yeah, he has that deep voice of, like, you know, being like a very, very confident leader or something like that. So, but of course, you know, when it comes to Tim Allen playing Buzz Lightyear in the actual movies, like Toy Story, I would never replace him. I would never ever replace him.
Except for in this case, Kingdom Hearts.
That is true.
Don't remind me.
Maybe that's who they could get to play Buzz. They could get Patrick Warburton to come back and play it.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I rewatched the Buzz Lightyear Star Command, and what's funny, I freaked out about this as a kid. I had the VHS, so whenever they were all bringing the VHS to the player, I was like, did they steal my VHS copy? But I rewatched it recently. The writing for it is still good. It's so funny, especially that there's a joke where they all mention about how piercings are against regulation, and they're all joking. It's like, so wait, who's getting the piercing? No one's getting the piercing. So why are we talking about it? Because no one's getting them. It is. It's very action-packed. It's very funny. And even though it's kind of predictable on who the villain is, but I loved how Wayne Knight became the voice of Zurg. Like, that's so funny to me.
He reprised it, right?
Well, no, he wasn't. Wait. Was he the voice of Zurg in Toy Story 2?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
No, it was someone else. It was someone else.
Okay, I thought so. But it was just funny hearing his comedic voice be this threatening, intimidating voice. Like, oh, man. It was crazy. I love the Buzz Lightyear Star Command movie. I thought it was great.
Yeah. And we also got the chance to see other characters, you know, dressed in those same Star Command suits and whatnot. Yeah. And like I said, it was something I used to watch when I was in college too. When there was nothing else to watch, that would pop up. I said, I'll just leave it on while I'm studying.
Like one of those Saturday morning shows.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I was watching it during the weekdays in the mornings, you know, before kids go to school. But it was actually on syndication. It wasn't really part of a network at the time. But it was an interesting thing, and it was not too surprising because when you have a cash cow like Toy Story, of course Disney's gonna try many, many ways to milk that cow. You know what I mean? Because that's how Disney does it. You know, Disney does it that way. And I'm glad they chose Buzz Lightyear to do a spinoff for him because I think he had more of an interesting backstory than the other characters.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I'd rather see that than a Woody show, but that's just me.
Imagine if there was a Woody show.
like the show they actually did in Toy Story 2.
Yeah, but except much better looking. I don't know. I think a Buzz Lightyear one has many more possibilities than a Woody show. I mean, if Woody crossed over with that Buzz Lightyear show, I think that would have been cool.
I think that would be really impossible. Really impossible.
I know, yeah.
Although what was a great treat about the show, though, is like before they showed the intro of the show, they showed the actual toys gathering together to a TV to watch the show.
Yeah. It's like the show's on, and we're just like standing there while Buzz is like doing all these like flips and tricks, trying to get to the TV.
Get down. Yes. Oh my
God. All right. So now let's talk about the third movie, Toy Story 3.
Oh no, I'm not ready for this.
is this the black sheep of the bunch? Yes, no, or no?
No. Are you kidding me? No, it's the opposite. It's the best sheep of the bunch.
And they have like
Okay.
3 animated shorts, 3 shorts of it after Toy Story 3.
Yes, after Toy Story 3, there were 3 animated shorts, and that was it for a while.
Oh, just to let you know, guys, Toy Story 2 had a budget of $90 million, and Toy Story 2 had a budget of $90 million, and they gained close to $500 million worldwide.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, cash cow. Cash cow.
Let's talk about the third one then. Oh God. I'm not ready for this.
I just like to compare, each movie of like, how much it took to make it and how much they gain after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Toy Story 3, which came out in June 2010.
Yes.
So
almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
Yes. That's crazy.
And I think about 11 years after Toy Story 2.
Which was a long time to make a third one. Like, oh my God. Because Pixar was just focused on making new stuff for their new projects like Nemo, Incredibles, WALL-E, all of this other stuff. So when they finally announced, hey, we're going to do Toy Story 3, I'm like, oh my God, can you even top the second one? Because the second one was the best. But oh God, did they top the second one all right?
In terms of an emotional roller coaster.
Oh God. And also surprise people who are the villains in this one. Like there are some you didn't even expect to be a villain, and then they are.
We're gonna get to it.
Oh my God.
It's coming.
All right, but yeah, this movie takes place where Andy is on his way to college
at 17 years old.
Hey.
Genius.
I mean, depending on when he was born.
Well, if he's 17 years old, then that must mean he had to been born in what? 1990.
Okay, think about it. The movie came out the movie came out in 2010, and he would have been 17. So subtract that.
Yeah, so probably he was probably born in 98 or 99. Because the movie never tells us if it's taking place in real time or if it's taking place in its own time. So if we go by its own time, I think Andy would have had to have been born in 1998. And then the events of Toy Story 1 take place in the 2000s. And Toy Story 2 would have to take place in maybe 2006 or 7.
I don't know. I
don't know either.
Well, when you're a kid and you're watching those movies, you don't really care what year it is. All you see is just toys coming to life and having fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was very emotional because it also is very relatable, because this was actually a time where we as kids used to watch Toy Story 1, then Toy Story 2. And most of us were actually grown up when Toy Story 3 came out. And you do remember those times where you had those toys. You had toys that you used to play.
When Toy Story 3 came out, I would have been 17 when Toy Story 3 came out.
I was 15 when Toy Story 3 came out.
I was actually graduated from college.
Oh wow!
But anyway, it was very relatable because when you grow up and you had toys and you used to play with them religiously as a kid, but then as you grow up, you kind of lost connection with your toys because you're interested in other things. You're more worried about like your life, girls, boys, homework, school, then college and stuff. And the toys feel like left out, and that's what happened. And it was, to me, it's very relatable that I can really relate to this because I had so many toys and I haven't played with them in a very long while because of things that goes on in high school, things go on in college, and in my real life. You know what I mean?
Well, well, again, it's funny. They've been building to this for two movies. They built towards this, and now we finally got to see it pay off in Toy Story 3. Toy Story 1, it talks about jealousy for new toys and trying to get attached to the new ones while still loving your old ones. Toy Story 2 talked about the idea of forgetting them and the idea of having your toys be preserved for generations to come. And now the third one is finally talking about forgetting your toys and moving on with your life.
You know something, dude? You just made that deep.
Yeah.
That was very deep.
Thank you. It's how I look back at these films now. But yeah, no, so it's like you said, we see that the toys are actually gone. Like most of them are now in a small group together and they have to stick together. But Andy's going to eventually sell them off to this kindergarten. But he doesn't sell Woody because he still has emotions and connections to Woody. Do any of you have toys you've had as a kid that you still have till this very day? Like we've seen Amber's already. I used to, but they were unfortunately gone. And
Spider-Man in the attic.
I've kept
Oh,
these.
cool.
Yeah. Mine is my Ninja Turtles.
Of course.
Of course.
Okay,
Of course.
wanna know what,
Look what I'm wearing right now.
Yeah.
what these names were?
What?
This one was Ringo, and for some reason, I named this one Alex.
Oh. Isn't it actually Snoopy?
Oh,
Is that Snoopy?
I don't think I knew Snoopy at the time. I think this is just a random stuffed dog.
Oh, okay. We're getting a phone call.
We interrupt this podcast to bring you a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, the third movie was like he said, Jedi Bender said, was more about like, you know, the owners moving on when they grew out of it and then move on. So what happens to the toys after it? They either get sold or get donated or just given away. You know what I mean? So those are some of the things that could happen to.
By the way, I love that this film takes place mostly in a kindergarten, and that's where the setting is. So it's kind of come full circle when you think about it. So now we see that the toys are in a kindergarten, and they have to handle being played by
A bunch of like 4-year-olds. Yeah, a bunch of 3 and 4-year-olds.
Yeah.
That are like using toys as like paintbrushes, chewing them or sticking them up their noses.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I don't know, you think kind of come full circle a little bit where in the first movie you had Sid who abused the toys, and then all the way to third, they end up with a room full of kids who are just treating the toys. Well, it's innocent. It's not like they're purposely trying to destroy them. I mean, it's all innocent. You know what I mean?
They're too young to know how delicate they are.
Yeah,
exactly. It's not their fault.
Well, the kindergarten is like 2 sections. Like the one's kind of like maybe 6-year-olds. Well, the other one where the toys were like being beaten around the bush. It's probably like 2 to 3-year-olds, like more hyperactive one.
Right.
Exactly.
Because like I said, there's other section of the kindergarten. We see like kids like calmly playing around with toys, and one little girl holding on to the strawberry scented teddy bear.
Oh no!
Not exactly just like ripping its arms off.
Yeah, and the toys want to go into that area. They don't want to be played by these 3 or 4-year-olds.
Because Buzz pointed out that those kids that they were put in, they were too young to play these kind of toys.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was sort of
Laszlo. That's it. It's Laszlo.
Yeah.
Was it Lotso? Or was it Lotso? Lotso. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's Lotso. It's Lotso.
It's lots like lots of love.
Yeah. There you
Lotso.
go.
Lotso. Yep.
Yeah. Which he even tells them, well, we're sorry about that. Like he talks in a calm Southern style. Like,
Southern old man voice.
Yeah, we're sorry about that, but kids have to have toys to play with, and y'all just have to be there. But we'll move you up eventually. So then Woody escapes, which, my God, how Woody
escapes with the little girl that's going to become the new owner.
Yes, which was good. And then he meets all of these other toys, and then Buzz tries to get them moved, but he comes across some pretty twisted shit that they're doing, and they turn Buzz back into how he used to be.
The factory setting,
like pushing the reset button on him.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Lotso, he was actually voiced by Ned Beatty. You know who he is? He played Otis in the Superman movies.
Oh my God, that's him.
He was one of the henchmen of Lex Luthor. Oh my God, you young kids!
I remember it's a pretty old reference. You got to admit, super.
Yeah,
Christopher Reeve days.
Yeah,
it was.
Well, there was another DC, another actor who played a DC character that was in this movie too.
Who?
Michael Keaton.
That
I kind of know. Right. He was playing Ken. He played Ken.
Yes.
Which Barbie also somehow became with the toys, and whenever she found Ken, and then it gets into all that stuff with Ken trying to have sex with her because, let's be honest, that's what he wanted. And then Barbie repels, and she goes all badass commando Barbie.
This movie was a little bit fucked up.
You know who was the voice of Barbie?
Who?
It was Jodie Benson.
What?
She was the voice of Ariel was Barbie.
Toy Story 2 or 3 Barbie?
3.
Okay. The one that Andy's little sister gave away?
I believe so, yeah.
He goes from a mermaid to a Barbie doll. My God.
I know. They had some big names. They even had Bonnie Hunt in the movie as Dolly.
What?
And also Whoopi Goldberg as Stretch.
I knew I recognized Whoopi Goldberg's voice.
Stretch?
Yeah, Stretch.
What was Stretch? What was Stretch? I forgot.
Well, I'm imagining it, but I don't think it's right.
But yeah, I can see why this movie was a big deal. It was a big deal. It was actually a really good movie. And of course, you had the actors who were in the previous movies reprise their roles. Tom Hanks as Woody, Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear, Don Rickles as Mr. Potato Head. Oh, that reminded me of one part in that movie where he was like missing an eye. And the thing is, the whole time he sees where his eye is, he just don't know where to get it.
I believe that's Mrs. Potato Head. Mr. Potato Head still have both of his eyes. It's Mrs. Potato Head that's missing an eye.
Oh, it was her. Oh, okay. I thought it was him. I thought
it was her.
It's been a while since I've seen the movie.
Well, go watch it.
Yeah, but I still remember it.
You shut up, okay, bro? Oh, man. And there was a character named Mr. Pickle Pants.
Oh, yes.
Prickle Pants, the hedgehog with the lederhosen.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of like a Shakespearean.
Okay. Yeah. And guess who he was the voice of?
Who was he? The voice
James Bond.
What?
Timothy Dalton.
Oh my God.
That's other James Bond. What was his name? Not Neil something. The from the recent 007s.
Oh yeah,
Daniel Craig.
Neil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this was Timothy Dalton who played he played a James Bond, one of the James Bond movies.
Okay, it would have been cool if they got. Sean Connery was retired. Never mind.
I thought Sean Connery's dead.
No, he's not dead. He's just retired. His career is dead, but he's retired. That's what happens when you start in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
It wasn't that bad of a movie. I don't know why people had a hard time with that movie. I liked the movie.
Well, anyway, back to Toy Story 3. So let's get to the good parts about Toy Story 3. Okay. And when I say the good part, we put it off. Let's talk about the dark, fucked up shit in this movie. Oh god, there is a lot in it.
Like Lotso's backstory.
Oh my god,
it's so heartbreaking.
Like
so heartbreaking.
The little girl just technically the parents, because she felt Lotso's last owner, she fell asleep, and her parents was the one that forgot.
Yeah, that's true. It wasn't her fault.
I mean, they could have just looked back, see the bear, the baby doll, and the freaking clown were still there. No, they just forgot about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And to keep their kid from crying, they just got him a new Lotso.
Yeah, which that kind of drove him off the deep end. It's like it goes into the idea. See, it perfectly goes into the idea of, okay, when your toy gets lost, your parents will just buy you another one. But to you, that's fine. You won't know the difference. But to the toy, like if you take it from the toy's point of view, that makes it look like you were never good enough for the owners in the first place. So that was really screwed up, seeing Lotso like, yeah, no, my owners replaced me, so I'd rather be in this kindergarten to where I never get replaced again, and I don't care what I gotta do.
Shut up.
Who, my son?
Yes.
Sorry. But yeah, I like what Jedi was saying, man. Like, it was a sad moment. Like, you actually feel for him.
Especially the baby doll. Like,
oh god,
with actual baby crying noises.
Mm-hmm.
And especially that now it's kind of like its eyes are kind of broken, like one's closed or like half lidded, you know? Like, you know when old baby dolls, when you lay it down, its eyes closes, but you raise it up, it opens.
Right.
Yeah.
Those always trip me out.
Right.
But again, with this movie, it once again established a good villain where you can relate to what he's going through, but like the end justified the means, but you still don't think he's doing the right thing. You know what I mean? Like, you understand. It's again the whole thing where the villain believes they're the good guy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But their methods are immoral, and that's what happened with Lotso.
Oh yeah,
that was awesome.
At least the clown toy got a new home.
That's true. Oh god,
albeit it's still a sad clown, but
yeah, like he lost his friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what he was so upset about. He lost his friend, and he saw him grow to have hatred in his heart for all humans.
Right.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But you don't blame them because of the way they were treated, you know. And sometimes it was by accident, but they misunderstand it. You know what I mean?
That's true.
But
then we get to that scene where they're trying to go after Lotso in a goddamn incinerator.
Oh my god! The thing.
Remember before in Toy Story when we were talking about Sid and possibly if he died? Well, if you remember the one part, the freaking garbage truck collector, he was wearing the same kind of skull shirt Sid wore. So we just assumed that might be Sid.
That's true.
It's possible. Wow. It is very possible.
Okay, now back to the incinerator book. Bit.
Oh god. Let's see, man.
Oh man,
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
No,
it's the kid in the background.
Yeah.
Sorry,
he's just so happy.
But yeah,
he's upset about it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so yeah, Jedi, talk about the incinerator part, because that one, I think you can describe it better than I could.
Basically, they want to try and stop Lotso, and they're at a crossroads with him. They give him Woody gives them the option, because Woody's a guy who believes in second chances, and Lotso says, "Screw that shit." So he lures them into an incinerator, and when they are all trapped inside the damn thing, Lotso has the opportunity to help him, but he just says, "Nah, I'm leaving." And then when it looks like I know, and then when it looks like. When Woody tries to escape, Buzz just grabs him and tells him it's okay. And then they all join hands and they're closing their eyes and they're ready to die. And
then they just accepted their fate. Like,
yeah,
I'm ready.
But then the LGMs coming to save the day.
Yes.
Well, don't forget, because in Toy Story 2, the potato has pretty much adopted the little green men. You remember that?
Yeah.
So
I do.
So they kind of owe them.
They do, yeah.
Yes.
They weren't gonna let
Even to the point of even to the point where they decide to call them mommy and daddy.
Yeah, of course they weren't gonna let them die, but oh my god, this could have potentially been the end. So you didn't know if they were gonna make it out of there alive.
That is very true. Cause it was sort of kind of going for, especially at the end where Andy gave his toys to the new owner, to the new kid, and he was even playing, the toys with her before he left. And the way he looked when he got his hands of Woody, and he just passed it to her, it was sort of like, I let you go.
You were the best thing ever happened to me, and all that.
Yeah,
and make someone else happy.
And I want you to make this one happy too. It's like, oh God, my heart. I was one of the many people who cried. Because how can you not cry when you see that? Like, that's it. You know, Andy's gone. And they have to. This is essentially the end of their adventure that's been building up for 3 movies.
Right.
So to see it all just end on a bittersweet moment, like my God.
And Ruby's like, "So long, partner." And then the camera shots up to the OG cloud wallpaper. Like,
yes.
Oh yes. It was very relatable to me when you give up your toys, because I had all my old toys as a kid, and when my son was getting old enough where he could play with toys, I gave them all to him.
Aww.
And it was just like, oh my God, I'm like, it's like passing the torch kind of thing, you know what I mean?
But now he's abandoned them for Fortnite.
Yes. Yes. That's his love.
Dreams still resonate through the house.
Oh, and speaking of which, we forgot to talk about the fate of Lotso. What happened to him?
Oh yeah, he gets tied to a truck, like a garbage truck, like tied up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the driver's like, "Hey, I haven't seen one of these since I was a kid." Takes a sniff out of him, and he smells like strawberries.
Yep. And they put him on the grill.
Ties into the grill of his truck, along with these other objects.
Yes.
Wow.
I've seen them in actual real life. I've seen trucks that have like a teddy bear strapped on and stuff. I'm like, poor teddy bear. Like, what if it was actually like feeling all that wind pushing at your face on a daily basis? Like, damn.
Especially when bugs tend to come through.
Yes.
Especially when I'd keep your mouth closed if I were you.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I remember I remember one time I was driving down to Pennsylvania, and for the first time, and my windshield was covered with bugs.
Ugh.
All dead bugs. I'm like, yuck. Like, it was a graveyard of bugs right there. So yeah, when I think of those like collectors things on those trucks, I'm like, poor man. Like, you're gonna get bugs in your mouth, bugs everywhere in your face and everything.
Yep, definitely. The third one, in my opinion, was the best of the trilogy. I think it's when you get to 2 and 3, the first kind of becomes the weakest by comparison. But I don't think that's a problem. I think it's just because they got much better at telling these mature stories as time went on, and it's so good that when you look at the trilogy, it pretty much grows alongside you. Like, you feel as if the film and the characters grow as you have grown. So
right. You grew up with the movie franchise.
Yeah. Which that's not far off in many of us 90s kids' case.
Because I was there when I think when it was 1995. I was probably 12 maybe when it first came out.
Oh my God.
When did it first come out? 95?
November.
95.
Yeah, November of 95.
I would have been 2 years old. And my middle brother, my second brother, my first brother was a month before he was even born.
I was 3 months old whenever the first one came out.
I was 10.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Well, what do you think of the third one, SpectralStar? You didn't say anything.
I know, man. I thought the third one was. I cried at the end. As a grown man, cried like a baby.
Yeah.
And it was sad. But yeah, I love the series. I love it. You know, it's great. There's not really much else to say. I grew up with it. It was fun.
You want to know the sad thing was I never saw Toy Story 3 in theaters. I had the opportunity, but I didn't go because I was at this stupid rebellious phase where I thought I didn't think the third one could be better than the second one. And I thought, I don't think I'll have much investment into it because the first two films hold a special place in my heart. So I think I'll skip Toy Story 3. But that was the biggest mistake of my life because then my little sister went and she got to experience it in a way I wished I could have. So I guess it was kind of better that I saw it on home video because I grew up seeing the VHSs and now it on DVD or / Blu-ray. So it was very sad. And I could only imagine how other people were in that theater of Toy Story 3, just crying their eyes out.
Mm-hmm.
It was rough.
Yeah. But tell us, Duo, how much did the third one make?
Well, I thought it did really well, in my opinion. And again, I like the story. I also like how they developed the characters, even the new characters as well. And as always, I like seeing villains acting like they're doing the right thing. And it was definitely a big, huge step compared to like the first villain in Toy Story 1, where it was just a kid just wanted to destroy things, and you can't really relate to that, to be honest with you. So it's like, it was just pretty much he was like the Joker. Like you said, I just want to see the world burn kind of thing. And then you had the Prospect, who was doing something because he believed it was the right thing because, like, we're forgotten. So let's be with people that would admire us in, like, a pedestal. You know what I mean?
He was the Thanos of Toy Story. I like to think. Yeah, like he believed his cause was right and just, and he didn't care what it was going to cost him because he knew he'd be right in the end.
Right.
And he kind of was. Like that's the beauty. I realized in Toy Story 3, the Prospector was right. Like Andy would forget about him, and that's exactly what happened. Andy had to pass them on, and he wouldn't be able to take them with him wherever he went anymore. So in a kind of sick way, the Prospector won that battle, like even though he was gone, and he still won. So I kind of find that very interesting.
Well, the fate was inevitable. It was inevitable, pretty much. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and as for Lotso as the villain, what would you say you can compare him to?
I would say Lotso is kind of like, in terms of villains, that's a hard thing. I feel like Lotso is in a league of his own. Like he pretty much was kind of the opposite of a hero, where a hero is when a hero is replaced, they live with it. But for Lotso,
Magneto.
Yeah, there you go.
I can think of it. He's kind of like Magneto. Like something traumatized happened to him, but now he's doing something that is right for him. Like, I'm doing this for all mutant kind, but he's doing this for toy kind. But at the same time, he doesn't want newcomers coming in at the same time, sort of, in a way, and taking his place. He doesn't want to be replaced. And that's pretty much it. And I kind of think of it as sort of Magneto-esque, kind of. I don't know if that's a word, but but anyway, like with the third movie, it was sort of like things came full circle, and you would think that it would be the end of the franchise, but of course it wasn't, because they also had some cartoon shorts. Well, I wouldn't say cartoons, but they were still in CGI. They had some shorts, like this one with about Barbie and Ken having a honeymoon or something like that, or going on a vacation. And then they had this other one where it was like a Halloween special. I forgot what it's called.
Yes.
Where they got lost in in a motel.
Yeah.
Right.
But because freaking Prickle something.
Prickle
Yeah.
Pants?
Yeah, Prickle Pants wanted to go explore. No, it's not him. It was the Triceratops, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it was a Prickle Pants that keep like narrating these horror-esque scenarios.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
And
they were separated or something.
Yeah.
And all the actors reprised their roles for those things too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which was great. Even the Toy Story of Terror. That's what it was. Toy Story of Terror.
Yeah.
Everyone reprised their roles. Everybody.
And they got Carl Weathers as a soldier who bared a striking resemblance to you know who from Predator.
Who?
I don't know.
Dylan?
Never saw Predator.
Yeah, Dylan.
Dylan. Okay,
Are you
Dylan.
talking about that he voiced Combat Carl?
Yeah, that was based off of a character he played in Predator, who eventually got his arm chopped off by the Predator. So that's kind of what they were referencing.
Well, it was actually shot off, and then he got stabbed.
Yes, that too.
That too.
It's too bad they couldn't say It's too bad they couldn't say "you son of a bitch." Because one, copyright, and two, Toy Story, the toys don't curse. Sadly,
No.
Damn it.
But anyway, as we know, Toy Story did left a lot behind with everyone, with a lot of kids and also old school fans. So much that Disney decided to make a fourth movie.
God,
that's coming soon this year.
Yeah. The trailers, little teasers, like you see them dancing around, holding hands, and then knocked each other out.
Yeah.
Well,
by the way, we also forgot to mention there were two things about Toy Story 3 that made it unique. Jesse and Buzz got together because
that's true.
Especially after Buzz's whole Spanish phase.
Yeah, he became Spanish Buzz, and he was flirting with Jessie, and she just went along with it. And then the second thing is that Toy Story 3 became the first animated film to gross over $1 billion.
Yes.
And it won an Oscar for Best Animated Film.
Right.
Year. And it was even nominated. I think it was also nominated for Best Picture, but I can't remember if that's the case or not.
I can check real quick. And like you mentioned, it did gain over $1 billion, and it was against a $200 million budget.
Jesus Christ! They just keep putting more and more money into this thing. And
considering the actors they got in the movie, considering the new things they put in, and the fact that they keep on going past the threshold of the budget that they put in this movie. So it's like it makes a lot of money. It makes good bank. So I can see why they want to try to catch more lightning in the bottle with the Toy Story franchise, in my opinion, because I don't know. A lot of people, I'm kind of skeptic over the fourth movie. Like, how about you guys? Like, are you worried that it's gonna do well, or
I'm on the fence,
or not well, or something?
Well, it was originally written by John Lasseter before that whole incident happened, but then they had to rewrite it. But the basic story has got me interested because it's about two things. It's about this new toy, which isn't a toy. He's a little spork that becomes an animate, and it's going to deal with something.
Yeah, that's how I read. I read it. It's called Forky.
Okay, yeah, Forky. It's going to deal with his trauma because basically he doesn't want to be a toy. He even hates that he was given life. So throughout the movie, he's going to be kind of a downer, and it's going to explore themes of I don't want to be here, or I shouldn't even be alive. So it's going to dive into some deep, heavy themes than it did the last one. But it's also going to focus on Bo Peep and Woody's relationship, because we will see Bo Peep come back in this film. And it's essentially going to be a romantic comedy, from what I understood.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, so I am.
Romance comedies.
Even though Tom Hanks said that there's going to be, like, all of the cast got emotional in their final lines recording this, I still don't think this movie should have happened. I think they should have left it alone. But no, Disney just needed a fourth one for some freaking reason. So I'm not going to hate it. I'm just going to be like, why? This doesn't need to be here. It's just here because they want to end it their way instead of ending it the way it did 11 years ago.
I thought the same thing too. Like, I thought the third one was a perfect way to end the franchise. But like most studios nowadays, they want to bring back certain franchises, whether it's rebooting it or continuing the story, because they feel like, this made a lot of money back in the day. I think we can do the same thing. You know what I mean? I mean, they did it with Incredibles 2.
Well, that was different. Incredibles 2 was different because it was studio mandated, and it was a chance for Brad Bird to finally continue where he left off 14 years ago. So that's different. That's completely different. But another reason I'm not looking forward to Toy Story 4 is fucking Key and Peele. Oh my God, why? Cannot believe they put them in here as new toys. Key and Peele.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Key and Peele. You know Key and Peele. Peele is a guy who always appears in bad comedies. He was in The Predator, the Predator reboot / sequel last year.
Yeah, I've never seen any of the Predator movies, so
I know. His comedy is kind of redundant and repetitive. And Peele, and Michael Peele, he's a great actor. He's got great comedy. He's even written an Academy Award-winning film. But when you put them together, you get an idea of what their comedy's going to be because they've been doing comedy together for so long. So putting them in a Toy Story film, I feel like you know what you're getting. You know what you're signing up for. So I think they're going to be the weakest part of this film for me. If I go see it.
Okay. Remember you asked me if Toy Story 3 won another Oscar?
Yeah.
They did.
Which Oscar did they win?
Are you prepared?
Yeah.
You might bite you might bite your tongue with this one.
Oh no.
Best original song by Randy Newman.
God damn it! No! Why would you give Randy Newman an Oscar?
It was for the song. It was for the song "We Belong Together."
Oh, come on! We belong together. I wrote the song. I'm such a stupid head who can't think of other lyrics. Oh, God. I'm going to go back to the sex dungeon.
Wait, I'm coming with you.
Oh, okay. And, do you want to also hear another thing? They also won a Grammy.
Why?
Randy Newman won a Grammy for the movie, too.
Why? I never thought I would say this, but Frozen deserved that Academy Award for Let It Go. Because no, that sounds like Beethoven Sonata compared to Randy Newman.
Let it go. Let it go.
God damn it. I swear. Mickey, fire up the sex machine. I can't do this anymore.
Fire up the sex machine. I want it on a t-shirt.
Sex machine.
Oh, God, it's like a ripcord. Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
I'm already building it in my head.
I just remember, it's just so funny that it's like, yeah, he just, Jedi just talked about, like, did he win any Academy Award that he's not going to be relevant after Toy Story 1, and here he is. Winning he won a Grammy, and he won an Oscar for Toy Story 3.
Why? I am appalled. This is a travesty. Worse.
Hey.
God.
Now I'm curious about Randy Newman. What accolades he actually gained?
He didn't gain anything.
Okay, he was actually he's a two-time Academy Award winner.
Screw that shit. Phil Collins deserves more Academy Awards and Grammys.
One for Toy Story 3 and the other for Best Original Song for Monsters Inc. If I didn't have you. If I didn't have you.
The best. That wasn't original. It was just a Toy Story ripoff.
What?
No, I meant the song, not the movie.
Oh, how can it be a ripoff? It was made by the same guy.
Because Randy Newman is a ripoff of Randy Newman. He's the same guy. He writes the same crap, and he gets freaking Oscars for it. Can't deal with this anymore, man.
And how many Grammys he won? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Grammys. He's somebody.
I hope Mickey. I'm going to the sex dungeon. I'm not coming out. I'm gonna go record my videos.
He also won. He also won 3 Emmys too.
Would you stop?
Are you trying to make it bad?
No,
Mickey.
I was curious to see. I was curious to see. I was just curious to see if he got the big 4. If he got the big 4
he doesn't
awards.
Deserve the
Fire up the sex machine.
Okay, so he never won a Golden Globe and never won a Tony Award. Okay, so you're happy.
Yep, fire it up.
That's because he's an Academy Award-winning songwriter.
Put some gas
I
in
don't
it.
want to live in this world. I'm going to the dungeon.
Don't forget Grammy and Emmy.
Fuck is Grammy and Emmys.
Yeah, you better get the fuck machine going too.
Oh, God.
Daisy chain them together. I don't care. Do it.
Oh God!
Get the whip out, man.
Get the whip. Get Indiana Jones out here with a whip. Harrison Ford, he don't want to reprise his role. Give him more money.
Yeah. But I am excited to see the characters appear in Kingdom Hearts 3. Even though we talked about that, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm going to be streaming that shit as soon as I get home from GameStop. I'm going to the midnight release, getting it, and stream all night.
It comes out in 3 days. Oh my God! Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out in 3 days. How ironic!
Yes.
Wow.
That's why I'm wearing the hat.
I see you're wearing the hat.
Can you see my hat?
I'm hoping that I could just skip work when it comes out. I'm going to stream all day, or
God.
until I can stream no longer.
Stream running while I'm playing the game.
There's 2 games I want to get this month. There's Resident Evil 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3. I have to pick one of them. Which one I want to play first? Damn it!
You just talked about Toy Story. Go for Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, Resident Evil 2 can wait.
And no, it can't. But yes, it can.
All right, I played Resident Evil 2 long ago, but
for everyone wondering, why did we do this podcast today instead of next week? Simple, because if we did it next week, we wouldn't be able to get Freelancer Amber or SpectralStar off of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yep.
Probably.
They would just they would just be like.
And besides, the entire game, both side stories and the main game, 80 hours.
Yep.
Yeah,
and I suck, so that'll be 180.
Goodbye, world.
Yeah.
Goodbye, world.
I'm gonna buy me like a pack of Mountain Dew, some chips, snacks, guys. I'm gonna be streaming all night with this thing.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You should SpectralStar and a Freelancer Amber collaboration stream.
Oh God.
I wish.
Like, I'm gonna get Mountain Dew and Doritos. That's the ultimate gaming snacks.
You're damn right at it. Wait, regular Mountain Dew or the red Mountain Dew? Because I hate the red Mountain Dew. I like the original Mountain Dew.
I like the original, but I'm getting the Kickstart Mountain Dew.
Ooh!
Whoa! That's like an energy drink.
I've had those.
So I'm gonna take a bet right now. Aside from bathroom breaks, I'm going to say Freelancer Amber and SpectralStar will probably finish this game by the end of February, maybe into March.
Probably.
That's when I give it. And plus, you got to take breaks to do your Genlock reactions, so you have to take breaks.
Yeah.
I know. And here's the thing. Like I told you, I've already recorded episodes 1 and 2 of Genlock, but since episode 1 is out for the public, and I went to Twitter to see if there's any guidelines, and the guidelines for reacting is the same as for Ruby. So I can post it now if I want to, but because it's a weekend, and if it gets blocked, you're not going to be able to see it until Monday.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So yeah, everyone, that was our retrospective on the Toy Story franchise. A good franchise that still to this day is beloved by all, despite the fact that Randy Newman has fucking Oscars.
And Grammys.
Fuck his Grammys.
Oh God, an Oscar in my closet.
I'm gonna go to the sex dungeon.
All right, quick question before we go.
Oh,
If you were a toy, what would you be?
Oh no. If I wait, can we pick any toy from the franchise?
Any toy.
Any toy, real or fake?
Actually, any toy, real or fake, even ones that exist. Like, what would you be as a toy?
Does it have to be? Can we pick male or females?
You can pick male or female, so long as it's not a sex toy.
Okay.
Although some people would like to be a dildo and be in a certain porn star, but that's a different story.
Okay, please do not reference the Toy Story porn parody again, or I swear to God.
What porn parody?
There's a porn parody?
Was it from Rooster Teeth? I know there was one in Rooster Teeth where, where Buzz Lightyear turned into a crack pipe.
That was Robot Chicken.
Yeah, Robot Chicken. Yeah. Robot Chicken.
Right.
I'll tell you about it off camera. If I tell you about it now, you won't believe me, and second of all, we'll get demonetized. I can't have that.
Well, I'm not monetizing this anyway, so you can say it now. I don't care.
I'll save it for later. Anyway, if I was to pick a toy, I would be... I guess I would be a Buzz Lightyear figure because, it's a chance for me to have laser and kung fu grip action. And plus, I could fly. Well, fall with style, but, whatever, I don't care.
Fly with style, yeah.
Yes. That's the kind of toy I'd be. I'd be Buzz Lightyear.
You be Buzz Lightyear? Okay.
Yes.
How about you, SpectralStar?
Oh my God. I've been sitting here thinking about it, and I can't really come up with anything good, so I'm just going to fall back with just make me a Batman toy.
Any Batman toy?
Yeah.
Any Batman toy?
Just anyone.
Okay. You'll be a Batman toy that has a star on its head. There you go.
There we go. I can't
and
think
it has
of
a kingdom.
How about a sheriff version, an old Western sheriff version of Batman?
Nice.
There we go.
Yeah, there
He's
you
got
go.
like a duster and a hat, and the ears are poking through. It's awesome. There you go. McFarlane, call me. I got ideas.
And the sheriff's hat is Kingdom Hearts.
Trademark that, Star. Trademark it.
I got Todd on the phone. I'm going to call him later. I'm going to some toys.
If anything, I would be like a cross between a Gundam, a Ninja Turtle, and a Transformer or something like that.
You 80s bastard. I knew it.
Yes, I am an 80s baby. 80s baby. That's what I am. And if I were to transfer, I'll be like a triple changer. I'll change into like a Gundam-sized warrior, into a turtle, and a fighting thing. I don't know. It's just that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome if I'd be a toy like that. And how about you, Amber?
Well, I'd be a Pokemon trainer action figure because there were actually Pokemon action figures back in the day.
Yes.
Now. Or be like, hang on.
Hanging on.
Be like this little Nendoroid here of red.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Little Nendoroid, which by now I am now obsessed over because I kind of want. I have one for Genji. I have one for Red. I want one for Hanzo. I want one for Leonardo Watch from Blood Blockade Battlefront or Blood Battlefront Blockade. Freaking Kirby.
Kirby.
As well as many others. There's just so many. And if they have one Nendoroid for Ruby, I'm getting all of that.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me.
I bet.
Yeah, so I was reading some of the comments. Some people said they wouldn't mind being an RC.
Ooh, RC.
Remote control.
I remember RC. I missed that cute little RC car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we didn't even mention RC. Oh my God, I forgot about RC. Damn. We all did.
He was so underrated.
And also the army men too.
Oh.
In the third movie, they pretty much jumps jump ship when they find out they were getting
take off. And then they land in the and there's an after credit scene. They land in the kindergarten.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Oh man, this was fun, guys. This was fun talking about Toy Story.
And now I'm going to ruin it by telling you about the Toy Story porn parody.
Okay, go ahead.
It's basically Woody in order to make a new toy. Woody and Jesse have sex, and then Jesse gives birth to a dildo.
Wow.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh God, he's dying.
Now, if you'll excuse
you
me,
actually concocted something so vile. He's dying.
And now I'm going to the sex dungeon. Anyone wants to join me?
So what was the baby's name? Woody Jr.?
No, it didn't have it. No. Oh my God! It actually was Woody Jr. Never mind.
Oh my God!
Woody Jr.
Yeah, Woody Jr.
Hey, Mom, I got a Woody.
That your wife's behind you.
I just realized my son's behind me. I should never have said that.
I also forgot. I forgot to mention the most important thing.
What?
Oh no!
All of the dildos can talk and have little faces.
Oh jeez!
Let's freaking sausage party up in this.
Oh, Amber. Should that be a movie?
Party?
Should that be a movie we should talk about in the future or something?
I never saw it, and I don't even want to because I thought it was a kids' movie. But until I found out what the phrase "sausage party" really is,
it is not a kids' movie.
It's basically food religion. That's all it is. I'll leave it at
yes.
that. I never saw it. Now I never will.
Nope. Don't recommend it.
I unfortunately I watched it and like, oh my
God. How you didn't take your kid with you thinking it was a kids movie?
Oh, I like when I heard about the movie, I knew it was not for kids, even though it was CGI. And I knew, and I told my son, if you see this movie on Netflix, do not watch it. I said, do not watch it. It is not for kids.
By the way,
but he doesn't listen to you and watches it anyway.
Oh, I'll know if he watched it, and if he watches it, he'll be in trouble.
By the way, Buzz Lightyear does not make an appearance in the Toy Story porn parody.
Oh, thank God!
What was that? I couldn't hear because his kid was in the way.
Buzz Lightyear does not make an appearance in the porn parody.
I can't hear him. His kid's talking.
I said Buzz Lightyear does not make an appearance in the porn parody.
Okay.
So was this live action or computer generated?
Yes, live action.
Oh,
actors.
Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. There you go. Again, I'll be in the sex dungeon if anybody needs me.
Was it from woodenrocket.com or something?
Yes. Yes, it was. Yes.
Oh, man. Of course they would make a parody. Of course they will make parodies of that. Yep. And what are you doing watching that anyway, Richard?
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
He's a grown man. You can watch something like that.
Thank you.
I'm gonna tell your girlfriend you've been watching stuff like that.
He knows I do it. What the hell's wrong? I live in a sex dungeon now. All right, you have no idea how hard it is for me to have needs down here.
Whoa! We don't need to know that.
I have to listen to two mouse humping each other, 50 Shades of Grey style. It's not fun. All right, I'll take whatever I can get.
I bet they listen to tiptoe to the window, by the window, that is where I'll be. Oh God,
that sounds creepy now.
I just have that image in my head right now. I don't want to do that again.
Minnie never talks. Mickey has pretty much forbade her not to talk.
Like your mom, bitch.
Well, Mickey is having a flock in her tulips, so.
Oh!
Okay, I'll stop.
Yeah, I swear to God.
I'll stop. Oh my God.
Anyway,
yeah.
Now that we've traumatized everyone enough, now go excuse us.
That reminds me. C-Spider reminded me of something. That is
What?
Wally with you in this dungeon?
No,
I remember. Because I remember one time you said you love effing Wally.
I hate you.
Remember?
No. Yes, I remember. No, Wally divorced me. I'm on my own in this dungeon.
Damn.
I got nobody.
Oh, let me guess. Batteries died.
Shut up. No, you ass.
Wait, who's batteries?
No.
Wally's or his?
Oh,
Oh.
if you must know, if you must know, his ex-girlfriend came back. She said they give it another shot, and Wally let me down easy, but he didn't let me down at all. I did everything right.
Didn't let you down, or you didn't get off at all?
Well, there goes our monetization.
Yeah.
I just had to make that.
In any event, no. Wally ran off with that slut. Now I'm here in this dungeon, and I have to be here alone. It's not bad. I'm only allowed out once.
Wow.
I just used it. Yeah.
Poor bastard. Poor bastard.
Hate you, fucking slut. You took my robot.
Whoa.
Now I'm all
Whoa.
Now
Hey.
I'm all alone.
Hey, there's always R2D2, man. Or BB-8.
Are we
Are
done
you
with
kidding?
this? Because
Okay, yes, we're done with this.
I hate you. I really hate you.
Okay, guys. So this was actually a little bit of fun times for us.
Yeah.
But anyway, I want to thank each and every one of you for participating and watching this podcast on the retrospective of Toy Story. As for the next podcast, what is it?
We're going to be talking about gargoyles.
Gargoyles.
Amber's been wanting to talk about it, so we're going to talk about it.
hang on. Because
Oh, yes.
Bob, wait, I have to put it this high. Hang on.
Hang on.
I have so many figures. Hold on.
What?
She has a lot of
Mickey Richard got me this Broadway circle figure.
Nice.
I did get her that. Yeah.
Nice.
She wanted, I couldn't find Bronx. That was all they had left.
And Bronx, you can't tell Bronx what to do because that's my kind of dog.
Mm-hmm. So, yes, the next podcast will be Gargoyles, and that'll be coming out after SpectralStar and Freelancer Amber get done with Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yes.
If we ever get it done.
We'll never
Yeah.
get done. Yeah.
Yeah, because I bet there's gonna be like a lot of subplots, missions that you want to complete too.
Yeah,
So-
go for the platinum trophy.
Mm-hmm. And it's a little bonus. The next podcast after that, we'll be talking about My Hero Academia.
Awesome, finally.
I might be
I
able
know,
to watch. I might be able to watch that because that's actually on Hulu. So I'm gonna be watching that so I can get.
Watch
Get
it.
on
We have until
it.
October for when the next season comes out.
Okay.
Yes, but get on it now.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Do it
sir.
now. Come on. Watch it now.
Oh yeah. But anyway, guys, this was great. We had a lot of fun talking about Toy Story, and we're just gonna be leaving and doing our private stuff. You know, either play video games
You
or
could not have worded that much better. You know that?
I'm gonna go eat something.
yeah. And I'm gonna wrangle my son because he's acting like a
The fool.
yeah. But
I'm gonna be in the sex dungeon. I'll be in the sex dungeon.
we know.
Always.
We know.
Yeah.
I live here now. This is my
Okay.
home.
So until next time, this is Dual Dreamer and always dream big.
This is the Jedi Bender saying, "Be air, my friends," and I'll see you whenever I get out of the dungeon. Probably be never. Hi, Desi.
Want me to go next? I'm
So-
SpectralStar. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. And as always, Omae Wamo, Kodoku.
This is Freelancer Amber, and hope you all enjoyed. So remember to stay awesome, be nice to animals, don't be dicks, keep moving forward, and we'll see you all in the next video.
Yeah. Bye,
See you guys.
guys.